Most gardeners spend hundreds of dollars on specialized products when one of the most powerful tools is already sitting in their kitchen cabinet. And once you discover what vinegar can really do in your garden, you'll wonder why nobody told you about this years ago. That clear, sharp-smelling liquid that costs less than a coffee is about to change the way you think about organic gardening forever. If you're ready to transform your garden with something you already own, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss another tip that could save you time and money. Thanks so much for being here with me today, and if you find even one of these vinegar tricks useful, I'd love it if you tap that like button to help other gardeners discover these methods too. Let's start with something that frustrates almost every single person who's ever planted anything, and that's weeds popping up in all the wrong places. White vinegar with an acidity level of at least 5% can become your best friend here, and I'm talking about the regular distilled white vinegar you probably have under your sink right now. On a sunny morning, when no rain is expected for at least 24 hours, pour the vinegar directly onto the leaves of those unwanted weeds, making sure to coat them thoroughly. You'll see results within hours as the leaves start to brown and wither, and within a few days, those persistent invaders will be completely gone. This works incredibly well on young weeds and annual weeds in driveways, patios, and between pavers. Just be careful to avoid spraying vinegar on plants you want to keep, because it doesn't discriminate between weeds and your prized roses. For even more powerful weed control, mix 1 gallon of vinegar with 1 cup of salt and a tablespoon of dish soap, creating a solution that's devastating to unwanted plants in gravel paths or along fence lines. Have you ever dealt with weeds that just keep coming back no matter what you try? Here's something that might surprise you even more, and it has to do with those beautiful blue hydrangeas that so many gardeners dream about growing. The color of hydrangea blooms is actually controlled by the pH level of your soil, and this is where vinegar comes in with an almost magical transformation. Hydrangeas produce blue flowers in acidic soil and pink flowers in alkaline soil. So if you've got pink hydrangeas but you're longing for those stunning blue clusters, vinegar can help you shift the soil chemistry. Mix 1 cup of white vinegar with 1 gallon of water and use this solution to water your hydrangeas every couple of weeks during the growing season. The acetic acid gradually lowers the soil pH, making aluminum more available to the plant, and it's that aluminum uptake that creates those gorgeous blue pigments in the petals. You won't see results overnight because the color change happens gradually as new blooms form, but by the following season, you should start noticing a shift toward those coveted blue tones. The vinegar solution also benefits other acid-loving plants like azaleas, rhododendrons, blueberries, and gardenias. What's your favorite hydrangea color, and have you ever tried to change it? Now, let's talk about discovering rust on your garden tools after leaving them out in the rain or storing them in a damp shed over winter. Vinegar offers a simple solution that doesn't require harsh chemicals or expensive rust removers. Soak your rusty tools in undiluted white vinegar for several hours or even overnight if the rust is particularly stubborn, and you'll watch as the acetic acid dissolves that reddish-brown coating right before your eyes. For shovels, rakes, and hoes, you can fill a bucket with vinegar and submerge the metal parts completely, while smaller items like pruning shears or trowels can sit in a shallow container. After soaking, Scrub the tools with steel wool or a stiff brush to remove the loosened rust. Then rinse them thoroughly with water and dry them immediately to prevent new rust from forming. A light coating of oil afterward will protect the metal and keep your tools in great shape for years to come. This method costs pennies compared to buying new tools or commercial rust removers, and it's so satisfying to see old, neglected tools come back to life looking almost brand new. Do your garden tools need some vinegar therapy right now? Here's where things get really interesting for anyone growing tomatoes, peppers, or any other fruiting plants in their backyard. Blossom end rot is that heartbreaking condition where a dark, sunken spot appears on the bottom of your tomatoes just when they're starting to ripen, and it's caused by calcium deficiency in the developing fruit. While vinegar won't directly add calcium to your soil, it can help make existing calcium more available to your plants by lowering the pH slightly, which improves nutrient uptake. Mix 2 tablespoons of white vinegar into a gallon of water and use it to water your tomato plants once every 2 weeks, being careful not to overdo it because too much acid can harm the plants. This technique works best when combined with other good practices like consistent watering, since irregular moisture levels are often the real culprit behind blossom end rot. You can also add crushed eggshells or garden lime to boost calcium levels directly, and the vinegar helps your plants access those nutrients more efficiently. This approach is particularly helpful in areas with naturally alkaline soil, which includes parts of the Southwest and some Midwestern states where hard water and limestone deposits make soil more basics. The vinegar adjustment can make all the difference between a disappointing harvest and baskets full of perfect, unblemished tomatoes. Have you ever lost tomatoes to blossom end rot? Let's shift gears and talk about something that every gardener battles at some point, and that's fungal diseases showing up on leaves, stems, and even in the soil. Black spot on roses, powdery mildew on squash, and various molds can devastate your plants if left unchecked, but a vinegar spray can act as a gentle fungicide that keeps these problems under control without resorting to harsh synthetic chemicals. Mix 2 tablespoons of white vinegar with 1 gallon of water. Add a few drops of dish soap to help the solution stick to plant surfaces and spray it directly onto affected leaves in the early morning so they have time to dry before evening. The acidic environment created by vinegar makes it difficult for fungal spores to survive and reproduce, interrupting their life cycle before they can spread throughout your garden. This preventative spray works best when applied regularly throughout the growing season, especially during humid weather when fungal problems tend to explode. You'll want to test this solution on a small section of each plant first, because some delicate plants with thin leaves might show sensitivity to the vinegar, though most garden vegetables and ornamentals tolerate it well. This natural fungicide is especially valuable for organic gardeners who want to avoid chemical treatments, but still need effective disease control. What fungal problems have you encountered in your garden? Now, here's a use for vinegar that sounds almost too good to be true, and it involves extending the life of your cut flowers so you can enjoy them indoors for days longer than usual. When you bring fresh flowers in from your cutting garden or purchase a bouquet, add 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of sugar to the water in your vase, and you'll be amazed at how much longer do those blooms stay fresh and vibrant. The vinegar lowers the pH of the water and inhibits bacterial growth that causes stems to rot and water to turn cloudy, while the sugar provides energy that keeps the flowers looking perky and colorful. This combination works beautifully with roses, zinnias, sunflowers, dahlias, and pretty much any flower you might grow in an American cutting garden. Change the water and add fresh vinegar and sugar every few days, and trim the stems at an angle each time to help them absorb water more efficiently. You'll notice that flowers treated this way hold their shape better, their colors stay more intense, and they don't wilt nearly as quickly as flowers in plain water. It's such a simple trick, but it makes a huge difference when you want to enjoy the fruits of your gardening labor inside your home. Have you ever wished your cut flowers would last just a little bit longer? Let's talk about one of the easiest ways to prevent diseases before they ever start. And it's something professional growers do constantly. Sterilizing your garden tools, seed trays, and pots between uses is crucial to stop fungal spores and bacteria from spreading from one plant to another. Vinegar is perfect for this because it's naturally antimicrobial and doesn't leave behind toxic residues. To sterilize tools or containers, mix 1 part white vinegar with 1 part water in a large bucket or spray bottle and soak or spray thoroughly. Let them sit for about 15 minutes. Then rinse with clean water and dry completely before using again. This is especially important when reusing seed trays or pots for seedlings, because pathogens can linger in microscopic soil particles and infect your next batch of plants before they even sprout. Vinegar disinfects gently but effectively, keeping your equipment clean without harsh chemicals or bleach fumes. Have you ever thought about how many plant problems start with dirty tools? Now let's tackle one of the most annoying garden and household pests, gnats and fruit flies. You can make a simple vinegar trap that works better than most store-bought solutions. Pour half a cup of apple cider vinegar into a small bowl or jar, add a few drops of dish soap, and cover the top with plastic wrap. Poke a few small holes in the wrap with a toothpick. The vinegar smell attracts the gnats, while the soap breaks the surface tension so they sink and drown. You can place these traps near your houseplant's compost bin or anywhere you've noticed flying pests. Replace the mixture every few days as it fills up. This method also works for fungus gnats in potted plants. Just place the trap close to the soil surface. For outdoor gardens, you can hang similar traps near fruit trees to reduce populations of small flying insects that damage fruit. It's natural, cheap, and effective without any synthetic pesticides. Have you ever had fruit flies invade your kitchen in summer? Here's one final vinegar trick that can completely change how certain plants grow for you. Many popular garden plants prefer slightly acidic soil. Think azaleas, camellias, hydrangeas, and blueberries. But if your soil is alkaline, those plants struggle, showing yellow leaves and poor growth. Instead of buying expensive acidifying products, you can use white vinegar as a gentle soil acidifier. Mix 1 cup of vinegar with 1 gallon of water and apply it to the soil around your acid-loving plants once a month during the growing season. This helps lower soil pH slightly, making nutrients like iron and magnesium more available to your plants. Be careful not to overdo it, though, because too much acid can damage roots or beneficial soil life. It's best to test your soil first with a pH kit so you know where you're starting. This small adjustment can be the difference between sickly, pale plants and lush, vibrant ones that thrive year after year. Vinegar gives you control over your soil chemistry without needing lab-grade supplies or complicated products. Have you tested your soil pH recently? So there you have it. The humble bottle of vinegar sitting in your kitchen can tackle weeds, shift flower colors, clean tools, fight fungi, extend the life of your cut flowers, keep pests in check, and even help your soil support healthier plants. It's one of the cheapest, most versatile, and most overlooked tools in organic gardening. The beauty of using vinegar is that it works with natural chemistry, not against it. You're harnessing acidity to solve problems instead of masking them with synthetic chemicals. When you start seeing how much vinegar can do, you begin to realize that great gardening isn't about how many products you buy. It's about understanding how nature works and using simple ingredients in smart ways. Each time you reach for that bottle, you're saving money, protecting your soil, and reducing the chemical load in your garden. Small actions add up, and this one household staple can have an outsized impact. Which of these vinegar tricks are you going to try first? Is it the weed killer, the flower color change, or maybe that simple air purifier for your flowers indoors? Drop your answer in the comments because I'd love to hear which one made you think, how did I not know this before? If you found this helpful, share it with a fellow gardener and make sure you're subscribed so we can keep discovering more natural gardening secrets together.